Hello and welcome. This is Theresa, and thanks for visiting my channel. I am going to work on Junk Journal January 2025 today, and the prompt for day 8 is antique. But before we get started on that, I was just thinking as I hit the button to go live that Hello and welcome. This is Theresa. And turn the volume down, Theresa. There we go. Okay, so I was just thinking to myself, wondering if there was any updated news about anybody. Right now, the only person I can think of that might be having current stuff going on would be Darcy. And she did post to the community today, about 11 hours ago, that she walked outside on a cleared off strip, the walkway for 10 minutes, while it helped her shoulder pain. It caused a lot of spasming in her gut. Fortunately, she had muscle relaxers on hand and that helped. But she is sore and tender and probably spasming lightly. If it gets bad, I'll take another muscle relaxer, but I'm holding off. I know that previously she talked about how she was trying to transition to over-the-counter meds instead of taking prescriptions. Prayers and words of encouragement. She said thanks for prayers and words of encouragement. It's been such a blessing to her. And she edited it to say that today had been a delicate balance of moving enough to keep the shoulder pain at bay, but not so much as to cause gut spasms. They keep coming in, but manageable so far. I prefer to only take muscle relaxers at night if I can help it, but I'm listening to my body. I won't lie, it's been a difficult day. So, I think in the community section, yes, I think you can reply to people. So I'm going to ask her if she's using any heat, because I feel like, so I haven't had what she's gone through, but I have had cesarean sections, one of which was an emergency cesarean section. A lot of stomach pain. I had to get to the point where I could lay on my side and be able to get that gas to move, because a lot of times it's that gas that is causing a lot of the pain. And so part of that was laying on my side, and another part of that was using a heated blanket, I think. And so that might be something to help her. I know when my husband had his shoulder surgery, ice was just, it was a necessity to helping him with his pain. And that's how he was more successful of transitioning from prescribed pain pills to over-the-counter pain pills. And so my husband has some medical history that he doesn't like to take prescribed pills for pain. And so he'd rather just stick to Tylenol. He can't take ibuprofen because of some of his other medications that he's taken in regards to AFib and heart stuff and that kind of thing. But yeah, so it sounds like she's making progress. Good to hear that she says she's listening to her body. Having 6 kids, I know that that's super important. And the big thing is, when you start to feel better, to give yourself a good hard talking to and say, take it easy. Don't go crazy just because you're feeling a little bit better. So, still, Darcy's in my prayers, and Gez with her husband. Margaret seems to be doing well. She is posting daily videos. Well, not daily. I've seen regular videos is what I know. And so, if any of you folks are in the Los Angeles, California area, I sure hope that you're doing well and that you're not experiencing any difficulties because of those terrible fires that are going on right now. I'm in eastern Texas, southeastern Texas, kind of close to the Louisiana line. And so it is cold here, but cold isn't getting down below the 30s, I don't think yet. It might have. Where's my phone's being used as a camera. I can't look right now. And but Texas is expecting snow from all this crazy Arctic weather, but that's in the DFW area, which is Dallas Fort Worth, and I'm not in that area. I'm about 3 hours away from that. So today our prompt is antique. So let's go to an empty page. I worked on this page the other day, but I don't want to skip this page, so I'm going to scoot back to here. Well, I don't know why I skipped that. I skipped that totally. I think because it was sticking together. So I'm going to use this for today's antique prompt. So 2 things that come to mind. First of all, what is the definition of antique? So an antique is an item perceived as having value because of the aesthetic or historical significance, and often defined at least 100 years old. And that was in my mind is 100 years for antique. Although the item is often used loosely, although the term is often used loosely, to describe any object that is old. So we use vintage very liberally, and when we say vintage, we often mean antique and stuff. And when you define them from a dictionary, they often will say like 50 years or in this time era or something like that. But that's not a problem, because what I'm going to be using today, first of all, will be book pages, and they will be antique. And to start with that, I'm going to turn around here to my tote. And when I say tote, I mean my stacked totes that I have, and they are my my cupboard, so to speak. Okay, not that section. So I have 2 baskets on the top, and then I have several containers with collections in them. But one basket has my vintage type papers, and the other basket has more newer stuff. At least that's how it's supposed to be. Sometimes they get mixed around quite a bit. But yeah, this is mostly newer stuff. So this is actually, might be antique or vintage. And yeah, the rest of this is newer. Alright, and then I have a lot of old stuff in my collections. Then I have whole books that are 1800s or, you know, early 1900s. So they're 100 years old or more. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my pages. And I know that my ledger paper is, I want to say it's the 1700s, but I think it might be 1800s. But we're going to get some ledger paper. This paper looks pretty old, but I don't see a date. Well, we're just gonna guess that this is older. We'll use a liberal. Okay, 1969. Okay, so this is not. We'll put it back. This is some of my old Italian book page. I know this is at least 100 years old. So we'll use a little bit of that. Here's some of my French journal, French book pages. See if I have any dates pop out at us. Even so, I'm sure it's older. So I'm going to use a piece of this that has some real dark, I think this is called foxing. So we'll use a little bit of this. I got all of this from Juanette at Juanette's Crafting Corner. And that's enough of the old book pages. So now we're just going to collage this on. Now, hope everybody's doing well today. Wouldn't it be fun if we could send, and I think there is a way to do that, like send a virtual casserole to Darcy with a Goodwill card. That would be a lot of fun. I want to leave some of this open because I like that. So we'll just put some glue on here. Yeah, I think I've heard of that actually before. As soon as I said it, I realized that I do believe there is such a thing, and I need a new glue stick. Be right back. Not in the mood to fight with the glue stick. Yeah, in fact, it just occurred to me, okay, like how much would it cost to send an Uber Eats, virtual casserole, something like that, to Darcy as a get well gift? People in neighborhoods do that sort of thing. Neighbors bring over a casserole and that sort of thing. How much would that cost nowadays? Well, something like that would probably cost about probably $30 at least to have enough. I mean, because sometimes McDonald's is a good $30 bill or so. So we could actually go to her Ko-fi shop. Just making sure I've got that right side up. We could go to her Ko-fi shop and we could gift her $20 or $30 and tell her to go out and have her husband order fast food or something. Something healthy, of course, that will help her keep her bowels movement going. That's something really important when you've had that type of surgery. TMI, I know, but it is what it is. We practice real life here on Theresa Conway-Hayes channel. Say it how it is. Not afraid to be politically incorrect. Now on my business pages, yep, I do practice a little bit more of keeping things close to my chest as far as my faith and my political views, and I wouldn't talk with my clients about their bowel movement, probably not, but here this is me being me, and in my personal life and crafting, and I don't belong to anybody here. No one pays me a paycheck, and I am a free agent. I hope you are too. I hope that you're free to think the way you want to think and practice the way you want to practice. Naturally, I hope it's all within God's will for your life. That's what my faith mandates, and I don't have a problem with that. And but I like to hear when people are happy, that's for sure. Alright, so now let's take a little bit of this. It's hard to glue onto this paper that I got from Amazon. It's just some pretty sturdy paper. I'm going to glue that like that. Well, I know I'm missing Defember. I always enjoy that, but fortunately Junk Journal January comes right after, and that helps me to still have some fun. I'm kind of burnt out on videos right now. YouTube videos, I'm kind of burnt out on them. And I'm going through a little bit crafting burnout. But at the same time, a big part of me is saying, oh, I should craft, I should make something today. But then when I start thinking about what I want to do I want to make a tag? Nope. I don't like making tags because I have too many tags. Should I make a journal card? Don't think so. I have quite a few of those too. So I love to make pre-made ephemera, but I made so much, a lot of that from following Rachel with Roxy's Creations, doing her, what's in my box, and let's see, she does about 3 of them. Anyways, one time I was crafting along with her, making a medieval mirage tall journal, and gave that away to Vanessa Clemens as a gift when after I was done with it, because I just thought it might be something she would enjoy. And then, like, when I go through collaborations, a lot of times I will, like, so Susan with I Totally Love It had a collaboration, Junk Journal Madness, and so I'm pretty sure I sent that journal out to her. I'm almost positive. So I made it, and then I sent it out to her. just as something fun to do. A lot of times I will go through my pre-made ephemera and I will put bags together. So I'm going to put this last little piece of paper on here for a minute, and then I'm going to pause working in my Junk Journal January journal for just a minute while I pull out my current bag of pre-made ephemera. It's mostly pre-made ephemera. There might be some other little bits and bobs in there. And I'll just show that to you. I think I have it listed in the Ko-fi shop. I will follow up and look in my Ko-fi shop to make sure I have it listed there. But I wanna get rid of this. So what I do is I put together a Ziploc baggie of about 50 plus pieces. And the one I have currently, I actually have two. So we're going to call this, where's my Sharpie? We're going to call this A and B. And these are let's say $15 each. That's United States only, because I'm wanting $10 pretty much for the ephemera, and I'm allotting $5 for postage. Now, it very well may be $6 or $7 for postage, but I'll be okay with that. That's a messy 5, but I'll know what it is. Okay. So, A is, let me put my lid on before my glue dries out. So I have a shop, but I'm not a shop. I am a de-stasher. And so this has some feathers in it, and some, oh my goodness, has some of my cowboy ephemera in it, has some labels and some stamped digitals, and a bunch of, what do you call these? Banners, hidden paper clips, botanical type stuff. Here's a dangle that I made. Here's like a matchbook altered paper clip. This has just got so much. Usually I can go through it, but this has so many. What I did was I went through my stuff that I had cut out and stuff, and I pulled it because I've had that stuff in there for a year and I'm not using it. So it's going to go to somebody who wants it. And this is a great grab bag for $15. I mean, because, you know, hi April, good to see you. So April, this is my de-stash that I was telling you about. I have all this stuff and a lot more where this came from. A lot of this is Medieval Mirage. And so this is just a great grab bag for anybody who might be interested in all this. And again, it will be on my Ko-fi shop. And April, I'm just doing this real quick, and then I'm going to get back to working in my Junk Journal January journal. These are just some little, like, they could be made into notebooks real easily. You could sew some papers or staple some papers into them. However, this is just another altered paper clip. Just crazy things that I've done over the last year or two, and it's time to send it to a new home. Some of this is old Stampin' Up stuff from kits. And I got these little feathers from a dollar store once. Okay, so that's what's in grab bag A. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink because I'm getting a tickle in my throat. How are you doing today, April? How's Mississippi weather? Okay, here's grab bag B. And I call this ready-made ephemera. So this one has an envelope that I did, some little folio made with straw paper. It's cold here too, April. These are some cards that I got at an outdoor market last summer. They're educational cards. Yep, I've been reading about that. I watch Ryan Hall, y'all, something like that. I watch his Weather Channel. This talk about the Great Depression, Windsor Homer, the works of Mark Twain, Rockefeller, the assembly line, John Deere's singing plow. I think these are really cute to stick in a pocket of a journal. Great reading material. So this bag has more definite pre-made ephemera, like tag cards that they're not backed, but they're perfect. Yeah, they are backed. That's just old page that's on there. This is a little notebook, some more of my cowboy ephemera, some more, well, these are some bags, big journal cards. Big journal cards. And you know what? I've decided there is so much pre-made stuff here that what I've decided is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put a little bit more of this kind of stuff in here. And then I'm going to put some more of this kind of stuff in here. There. I think that balances them out. Like this is even a Christmas bag. Both of these are. I'll put this in here. Put a couple of these. Actually, I'm going to grab some more of these and put them in here. Yeah. Now they have a better balance. There's some Stamperia cutout ephemera from a Stamperia pad. This is from Stampin' Up. Oh, I hope I haven't been off camera the whole time. Ugh, Theresa. Now, where do I have some more of those cards? Because I gotta do it now. I'm thinking about it. Where did I put them? Oh, there they are. these are just so cool. Like, this is the Boomer Girl, the Conquest of Pain, the polio vaccine, Johnston flood. Hey, that's real appropriate for the news that's going on. The quilting bee, Shaker furniture, Alaska earthquake. Now I gotta remember which one had the cards and which one didn't. This one has the cards. This one didn't. Okay, now these are both ready to go, A and B. And I'll list them that way on the Ko-fi shop. If you want them, you could also tell me here in the comments, and then I'll just send you the link to the Ko-fi shop ad, because I use Ko-fi to have people pay with PayPal. There, that's been on my list to do, to show those, and I keep forgetting. So now we're back to working in the junk journal, January 2025. So I want to put just a little bit more on here. I've used all 3 pages. Let's grab something else. I want a little bit more variety. And we'll go back to that newspaper. That's 1969, but that's okay. I like this piece better. So, fold that up. Okay. It was a lot of fun to watch, oh, what's her name? I want to say Megan. That live that you did, April, that I went to the other day, and you guys were talking about the states. Whoops, the lid's on. What's her name? I want to say Megan, but I'm pretty sure that's not her name. But it's not coming to me right now. Anyways, that was a fun chat to visit. I didn't catch how often they're going to be up. I don't think I thought to subscribe either. I think I remembered to like. Dawn. Okay, thank you. I gotta see if I wrote that down. I try to write these things down. Nope. So, let's see. She was scrapbook. And she's Sundays. Okay. So, scrapbook. Dawn. Sundays. Scrapbook Sage. Thank you. Thought I was missing a word. Okay. Most of my brains are on paper. Alright, so now I've got the antique book page part of this. So I thought for the next thing what I would do is I would find some digital images of antique type things. So next I'm going to pull out my organized fussy cuts. in the grab bags is my unorganized ones that I'm giving away. But this is my organized fussy cuts. And I want, no, I don't want that. It's mostly butterflies and buttons and botanicals. Down here is more vintage. I thought it was great. I thought last Sunday's chat, or whenever it was that I went, was great. Okay, so I'm looking for some vintage type fussy cuts. That's numbers and letters, and this is steampunk. This is insects. This is real fussy cuts, but nothing antique. I think, ooh, yeah, I'm coming up on antique stuff now. Here's an antique type typewriter. Okay. And maybe I'll use this key and most of this is like industrial steampunk. Ooh, here's an old car. This is fun. Okay. Think. This is all gears and clocks. Okay. These are labels, but they would be fun. And it's on some old paper, so let's use that one. And maybe that one. I like this background paper. Okay, that's enough. Could use something like this. That would look good. Sorry, I'm slower because I'm not letting my stuff get messy and disorganized. I know it takes more time that way, but guess what? It takes me less time to clean up than when I do that. So, might be painful to watch though. Okay, one more place I want to look. I have more die cuts here, but nothing that really looks antique unless I were to use one of these shiny frames. But the rest of this is old Stampin' Up die cuts from my Stampin' Up days. Aren't these piggies cute? I can't imagine that I'll ever throw these away because I had so much fun playing with these. This piece is supposed to come out. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with these. These are just some mushrooms and some flowers and some labels. Okay, nothing there. Do I want to use a frame? I don't think so for that, but maybe for labels? Ooh, I kind of do like that. Let's keep trying that. Yeah, April, I'm kind of an organizational fiend. I have to be able to put all my stuff away and in the same spot, and I try to categorize it as much as possible. Like, I really have gone wild with that the last couple of months, maybe. Moving butterflies with butterflies. Hearts with hearts. And then I started trying to think of things that I use a lot. Like I use a lot of hearts and I use a lot of butterflies and I use a lot of labels and keys, and I do go off on a steampunk binge. I wish I could go to people's houses and help people who want help. For instance, Vanessa wanted help when I went to visit her in Tennessee. She got it. She got help. And she got my ideas. I mean, I shared them with her, whether she wanted them or not. I told her she was probably going to have enough of that by the time I left. Have her fill of it. Okay, wished I had a little something for right there. I'll tell you, my favorite thing is thinking about see-through containers like acrylics and being able to stack. But stacking requires pull-out drawers, because if you stack and you have to unstack to be able to find things and get to them, that is a real procrastinator. So I have a lot of acrylic containers. Okay, that is what it is. I have a lot of acrylic containers that have pull-out drawers. I could do this, put that right there, and then put that over like that. Yeah, I like that. And my other thing is not to be afraid to shift gears. And, you know, like say I just invested money in some maybe accordion type files that have the different slots, and I was putting the digitals in the different slots. Well, I bought some plastic ones and they didn't have handles, and you know, a bunch of digitals can end up being heavy, and so they did get heavy and just were difficult for me to pull them out and use them. You know, a combination of not friendly with my hands and the tremors and weaker hands and whatever the case may be. And so I was like, I so hear that, April. I so get it. But yeah, that's why I probably, I don't know if I'd go more crazy or less crazy than other folks, but I was getting digitals from Roxy's Creations, Line Dot Arrow, and when there was collaborations, like Line Dot Arrow would collaborate with Nonstop Paper Crafts or Paper, something like that. I started off with Create with Scripting Mommy and got all of her digitals. So I was buying a lot of digitals from Barbara with 49 Dragonflies, a lot of digitals from Tracy with Fox Creations. Who else? Trying to think who else. Then I go on Etsy and buy others, like, you know, I wanted to make a prayer journal, so I bought a digital kit from Carolyn Musings on Etsy for prayer journal. And then I wanted to make a baby book. I don't remember if I got the baby book digital kit from Carolyn Musings or where. So I got a baby book digital kit. Then I once in a while will buy digitals from Pam with Paper Outpost. She has some real cute birds that I bought. Oh, and I wanted to do something along the line of libraries, so I bought a library themed digital cook. I did it again, but this time I have a power cord. So I will be back on in just a minute. Oh, as soon as I can figure out which end is the end that plugs into the phone. Okay, it's going to be on in just a minute. Is it? Well, I'm going to have to reconnect it. There we go. I'm back. least this time I had my lightning cord hooked up. Last time I just said forget it, and I just put the other camera on, but then I couldn't show what I was doing. Oh, forgot I put the lid back on. Oh, and I bought a bunch of digitals from Crafty Cat, and I bought a bunch of digitals from Paper Cameo. So Crafty Cat had some lovely industrial, kind of maybe steampunk themed, great digitals. And Paper Cameo, I used a ton of her digitals because I was following Carolyn Laws on her, oh shoot, Flowers, Love Flowers, Flowers Love, Book of Flowers is what she did, I think. And I followed along on that journal and replicated my rendition of, well, I followed her journal as close as possible. Really close. I think I surprised her how close I followed. I just like the experience once in a while of trying to follow another creator bit by bit, and it just is interesting to me how that influences my craft, my technique, my signature, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Okay, there we go. Sometimes I like to take this sort of thing and, I mean, because that just looks too perfect the way it is. And I like to take one of these sanding discs and just rough it up. take off that shine a little bit. There we go. Now I can take some thinking. Not sure what I have here. Greens, orange and red, purple and brown, blue, yellow and gray. No, I don't want any of these. One of these days I'm going to put little circles on here to label these so that I don't have to pull them all out to see what I have. I thought I had some rusty hinge stamp pad. But maybe I don't. I have wild honey, greens, blues, red, pink, purple. Okay. I don't. So I have it in a spray. Yep, right there. Whoops. I never know whether I'm supposed to shake just the regular Distress spray stain or not. Shake well before using. Okay, you are supposed to shake it. Okay, I just wanted to do it around the frame area. Yep, that's all I want to do. All right, maybe a little bit of tarnish brass down here on the bottom. Well, or not. Okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I guess it gets all plugged up inside of there. I have no idea how to remediate that. I'm going to go ahead and just set that over to the side to let that dry. And that's what I have. Sometimes I like to take my stamp Today is the 8th. Okay, we still have it on 2024. So move it to 25. And today is the 8th. It is 01. I saw Barbara in 49 Dragonflies do this with her stamp the other day. Now, I have been taking this and pulling this like this instead of trying to use the wheels. That hurts your fingers to use the wheels. Don't use the wheels. Just pull on the rubber. It's a lot easier. Let me see if I got that lined out the way I want it. I need a piece of paper. Nope. Needs to go that way. $1,825. Yep. Perfect. Just what I want. Okay, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for visiting when you have a chance. I appreciate it, everyone, from those of you who watch to those of you who subscribe. And I mostly appreciate those of you who like, because liking is not much of a commitment. It's easy to do. It's free. You don't have to have my channel necessarily come up in your face. Well, a little bit, I guess. But anyways, please hit that like button. And thank you very much.